And now we are going to learn about the provisions regarding joint sitting of Parliament. See, as I said earlier, when there is a deadlock that arises between both the houses regarding the passage of the bill, the President can call for a joint sitting. So there are three conditions under which there arose a deadlock. One is the second house rejects the bill. Second house rejects the bill, or first house does not agree with the amendments made by second house. That is, first house passes the bill, second house also passes a bill but made some amendments to it, and that amendments is not acceptable by the first house. Then also deadlock arises. Second house delay the bill for 6 months. See, within 6 months, the second house has to give reply. So, if the second house delay the bill for a time period of 6 months, then also deadlock arises. It's in three cases that can be deadlock. I repeat, second house rejects the bill, first house does not agree or does not accept the amendments made by the second house, or second house delays the bill for a period of 6 months. See, please note that this joint sitting is only for ordinary bills and financial bills. Joint sitting provision is not applicable for money bills and constitutional amendment bills. See, in money bill, we know that Lok Sabha has some extra powers. And regarding constitutional amendment bill, each house has to separately pass the bill by a special majority. So, joint sitting is applicable only for ordinary bills and financial bills. So, when there is deadlock arises, the President of India can call for a joint sitting. Fine. See, when the President notifies for a joint sitting, then the House cannot proceed with the bill further. House cannot proceed with the bill further after the President notified to call for a joint sitting. I repeat, after the President notified for a joint sitting, the Houses cannot further proceed with the bill. Okay, and as I said earlier, the joint sitting is presided over by Speaker of Lok Sabha. In Speaker's absence, it is presided by Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. In Deputy Speaker's absence, it is chaired by or presided by Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Please note that the Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Chair of Rajya Sabha, does not preside. Why? Chairman of Rajya Sabha is not a member of the House. See, Vice President of India is the ex officio Chairman of Rajya Sabha. He or she is not a member to the Rajya Sabha. So, in joint sitting, the Chairman of Rajya Sabha does not preside. First preference for Speaker of Lok Sabha. In his absence, Deputy Speaker. In that absence, Deputy Chairman Rajya Sabha. Even if Deputy Chairman is also absent, then any member of that joint sitting who is determined by that House. Then the House, the joint sitting, all the members will ask one person to preside over the House. Okay, so this is regarding the who presides over the joint sitting. Speaker, in his absence Deputy Speaker, in his absence Deputy Chairman. Deputy Chairman is also absent. Any other member determined by the House, okay, will preside over the meeting. Fine. And similar to all the parliamentary proceedings, here also there is a quorum. Quorum means minimum number of people required for the transaction of the business. It is also 1/10 of the total members of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. That means 110 members are required for the quorum. Then only joint sitting can be held. Fine. And the joint sitting meeting is held based on the provisions of rules of Lok Sabha only. Based on the rules of procedure of Lok Sabha only, the joint meeting will be held, and not according to the rules of procedure of Rajya Sabha. Okay, the joint sitting is held. Just imagine who presides over joint sitting? Speaker. So make a link likewise. Okay, So it is following the rules of procedure of Lok Sabha only. Fine. And during joint sitting, amendments cannot be made. During joint sitting, at that time, amendments to that bill cannot be made except in two conditions. Note down exceptions. Generally, amendments cannot be made during a joint sitting except for two conditions. The exception is one. Some provisions might have caused disagreement between both houses. On that provisions, amendments are possible. To remove that disagreement between both the houses, and for that particular provisions, amendment is possible. Or there can be some provisions which cause delay in passing the bill, which cause delay, and that provisions also can be amended. Except these two conditions, amendment to other provisions are not possible during a joint sitting. In generally, amendment is not possible except two conditions. Some provisions might have caused disagreement between both the houses. Then only we call for a joint sitting. Okay, so that disagreement clauses can be amended. Or some provisions or some clauses might have caused delay in passing the bill. That clauses can also be amended. Except for these two conditions, amendments are not possible during a joint sitting. And so far, only 3 times the bills are passed through joint sitting of both the House of the Parliament. They are Dowry Prohibition Bill of 1960, Banking Service Commission Repeal Bill of 1977, Prevention of Terrorism Bill 2002. These are the only 3 bills as of now passed through the joint sitting of both the houses of the Parliament. Okay, so only 3 bills are passed through joint sitting. So please note down these 3 bills in a chronological order. That is, which comes first and which comes next. In that order, please note down these 3 bills. They are Dowry Prohibition Bill 1960, Banking Service Commission Repeal Bill 1977, and Prevention of Terrorism Bill 2002. Okay,